welcome back to the next episode. Straight Talk Podcast, the Ogre, the Hands. I still think we should name, if we were going to do our own podcast, we should call it Two-Fisted, the Two-Fisted Podcast. Because, you know, we got large hands. You got the biggest, but hey, mine are sizable, nigga.
I'm not saying you got small hands.
I'm just saying. Actually, I did come across somebody with bigger hands than me that's like, you have such smaller hands. And I'm like, you know, you be saying that down your throat, nigga. Through your throat, nigga. Nah, so anyway, I'm just saying, I got some Makunochi Ippo hands, nigga. I got them hammerheads. Hammerhead. But, so we were talking about Tyrone. Oh, yeah, the Tordekians, if they ever decided to stand against the shop.
Frank not being able to do shit versus Tyrone.
Oh, God, yeah. Technically, the Tordekians do stand at a pinnacle and of opposition to the shop, but because of who they are and what they are, and the fact that the shop doesn't care. It's literally, you know, they have, I've said it before, and it is canon, that the shop allows the Amerifed government to do what they do. The shop allows Undertown to happen. The shop allows the Beowulf Society to happen. The shop allows, because they are at the absolute pinnacle. They are the apex predator of everything in this fucking world. Period. And especially Neo-LA. The reason why they haven't taken over the whole world is because they don't care. They're focused mostly on their shit. And the smarter organizations will let them. The smarter an organization is, they will leave them be. The Tordekians, though, and yeah, the Tordekians, they're just allowed to do their thing, so the shop doesn't care. It's like, you guys are gonna rave on Friday, whatever, just don't bother with us. Okay, we're gonna go take over Crenshaw, you know, and then they go do their thing. But if they were to stand against them, there are very few organizations that can stand against the shop. Paper bag. I'll get a plastic bag for that later. I've just been lazy. I have those paper bags, so I'll just throw away. I'll do that for trash.
I opened it and saw there wasn't a bag, and I was like, okay, there we go.
I'm just saying, though, if any organization was to stand against the shop can mostly tear them apart. Except for the Tordekians. The Tordekians hold one of the few, unknown rather, because most people are like, well, they're so strong, we better go get something stronger, you know. The Catholics think that. The Amerifed government thinks that. The Amerifed government has a few spooks, which I'm not going to reveal right now, but they are going to try something against Frank during the Psychic arc. During the Skinwalker arc, excuse me. When the Skinwalkers become... Remember, Frank has a military background. His father is the Black Dragon, a spook that runs around in the army military, in the Amerifed military. And he's been creating these... he took over the Skinwalker unit that originally began the Gorgon project from my Hunting Grounds movie script idea that I haven't done yet. The Gorgons were basically America's response to the Thule Society. Everyone has this in their story, and this is mine. Gorgons, except Gorgon, instead of using outwardly psychic abilities and supernatural abilities, it was all inward. So battle trances, hypnosis, things that make them, things that make them stronger, hypnogagia, things that make them stronger on the internally and willpower. So if they come across a demon, they're not going to freak out.
So they're a bunch of egoist psionics.
Egoist psionics with hella incredible martial arts training and the will to kill. They can overpower demons straight up just that on sight. You know what I mean? They were created as the ultimate anti-supernatural unit.
Well, no, that's all what the egoist tradition is, boosting yourself, body.
That is exactly what the Gorgon project was. The only problem is, and this isn't spoiling, although Hunting Grounds, believe it or not, never really reveals any of this or the fact that it's part of my multiverse. Hunting Grounds revolves around the idea that they're in every city. In every city in the entirety of America, there is one street you should never go to unless you're one of these people. All of them have a Gorgon mask somewhere on their house, and that's basically the saying, yeah, this is the street that the Gorgons own. And pretty much they run every Gorgon family, no matter what. It's in a very matriarchal society where the mother, each one of the clans are run by the mother and the father. The father is the guardian of the mother is the ultimate slayer of men, that kind of thing. And yes, sometimes dudes can be the mother, sometimes women can be the father. They don't care. It's more about the title and the ability. The Gorgons are very ability-based. If you have the ability to back the position, it doesn't matter. You are now that. They are very highly about ability. They never really prey on one another except for certain situations, which would be in the sequel, Hunting Grounds 2, Hallelujah. But don't ask. I got some good shit. In Hunting Grounds 1, it follows about these B&E guys, and it's a low-tier thug bastard that he runs around with the mafia, and he thinks he's big shit, but then he starts getting a taste for B&E, and then aggressive rape and violence. And so he accrues a crew of really bad niggas. These really bad guys. You know, one guy has a penchant. He has a taste for poisons and then fucking the corpses of little boys. The family in question has triplets, two boys and a girl. Just saying. So, you know, basically they present themselves as this great family in a great house, a big house with a huge backyard, and then it's revealed. I will edit this. God damn it! This is a spoiler. So anyway, Gorgons. That's what brought us to here. So the Gorgons.
Fucking tangents.
I know, but that's because there's so many tangents to the Generalist, and the multiverse itself does contain layers, like an onion. I can't do that accent, whatever. And the Gorgons are a part of this, so the Gorgons could stand against the shop, but not really at the same time. The shop is premier once again, even though they can subjugate devils and demons with their gaze. A big fuck off troll taking on niggas that, you know, humans. You know what I mean? No matter how powerful these guys are. Now, funny story. The American government allows them because, once again, when the Gorgons came back after defeating the Thule Society, America fucked up at the time and tried to kill them off because they proved themselves to be too good of a weapon. They failed. So, in accordance to their treaty, they instead vied for peace afterwards, and the Gorgons, they were very magnanimous, but at the same time, they took land. Basically, no matter what street they took, which each family, each clan has a street they take, no matter what city, in every city in America, there's one street you do not go to. Street. Exactly. The American government can do nothing. The cops can do nothing. That is native territory. That is beyond, that is above the Constitution. That is above America. And the American government, remember, in Neo Los Angeles, this is after the Havoc of 2012, that didn't help any. So even though they still stick to their streets, the American government re-signed that treaty without even asking. They were like, hey, we really like what's been going down. You want to sign this again with us? The American government is not the same as the American government. It's kind of tyrannical. Slightly tyrannical. The people still vote, that's true. They're still beheld to the Constitution, that's true. But there's also amendments that allow for certain things that when the Knights of the Order, what do they call? Not the Rosicrucians, but the
Templar,
or Delhi Templar. Thank you. When the Knights Templar are revealed to have been running things for this entire time, that's when there are certain amendments that are made to the Constitution regarding monster genes, as well as the secret societies and shit. You know what I mean? It allows them to operate. Oh, fill that up with more water when you're done, yeah?
Okay.
Hipster water. That's the whole point. Is that you can make like massive cups upon massive cups out of a single cucumber. So anyway, so the Gorgons, the Gorgons who are a thing here in the Generalist, although I don't really know how much of them I'm going to have in this. You know what I mean? There might be a mention. I don't know. But Tordekians, on the other hand, once again, Tordekians are the only ones who have ever figured out the one way to actually get the goat of the shop, and that's the Tordekian rave, the power that they have there. Man, we went on a hella hard tangent. When did we break? Was that 10 minutes or 20 minutes? Oh, whatever. I'll just keep... If all else fails,